I said, man, we're not leaving. I said, why did you ask us to leave? And there are all these empty seats right over here. All right, man, I got another story to tell you about something that happened to our family in New York. So I'll just get to it. The family and I were heading from Atlanta to Iceland, and we had a 12-hour layover in New York. We love New York. I've been there over 30 times. And our favorite pizza spot in New York is in Times Square. It's called Pizzeria Pizza, the best in the world for us. And we're sitting in the section just outside the restaurant. It's a little hole in the wall spot. And there are like two sections right outside on the curb where there's like 12 seats total. And we take up about 5 of them. In the section next to us, there are about 6 or 7 more seats available. And so we're sitting in our section, eating our pizza, minding our business, having a good time. And next to us is a white couple. They're smoking a cigarette. They're not even eating. And then behind the white couple are like 4 or 5 empty seats. For whatever reason, while we're eating, this white guy walks up and says, "Are you guys done yet?" And I said, no, we're not done. He said, well, you can do what you want, but just know that there are other people here waiting to eat. They're waiting to sit down. I said, man, we're not leaving. I stayed present with my family, and this man just kind of stood slightly behind me to eat his pizza standing up, doing my best to stay present with my family and enjoy our meal. But I'm vexed. And I look to my right just to make sure I'm not crazy. And there are all these empty seats over there. There's this white couple next to us smoking cigarettes. They're not even eating. But for whatever reason, he came over to us. And so we finished eating our meal. We talked a little bit. We maybe were sitting there 7-8 minutes total. I'm sitting there vexed. And I'm like, all right, do I address this man? Do I confront this man? Do I ignore this and just like take it for the team? Do I use this as a lesson for my children to see how to confront these kinds of situations and microaggressions? Or do we just say, forget it, man, let's get to Iceland and enjoy our trip? I couldn't let it go because these things keep happening to us. And I know they're happening to black people all over the place, black families minding their own business. And so after we finished eating, I stood up and I walked over to the guy. I said, why did you ask us to leave? And there are all these empty seats right over here. He says, I don't know, man, I didn't think about it. I said, yeah, but there's a couple right here smoking cigarettes. They're not even eating. And you didn't ask them to leave. He says, I don't know, man, maybe it's because they were smoking. I said, no, wait, but they're empty seats. Why didn't you? I said, we're actually eating in a space designated for this restaurant to eat. And you passed over empty seats. You passed over a smoking couple to come and talk to us. Why did you do that? If I offended you, man, I'm sorry. It's not if you offended me. It's as though like, and that's one of those rhetorical strategies they use to try to put the issue back on you and not them. It wasn't if I'm offended. No, I'm offended. Let's address the fact. Let's put a mirror to your face. I want you to think about, why did you come to my family and pass up all these empty seats and pass up this white couple smoking cigarettes and come to us? Why did you come to us? He says, man, I just didn't think about it. I said, well, you just need to be mindful. Next time, before you approach a family minding their own business and asking them to leave, what you're doing and why. Because it makes no sense for you to come and ask us to leave and there's these empty seats and this couple next to us. He just kind of mumbles, shakes his head, I'm sorry, and walks away. Did we resolve the situation? Was he genuinely apologetic? Probably not. But this was a situation that I thought needed to be addressed and wanted to share it with you. For those of you who are going through this, first of all, I want to talk to non-black people as well who are allies in a second. But black people, man, you ain't crazy. We can't even enjoy ourselves, minding our own business, enjoying our happy families without someone trying to insert themselves into it, to interrupt it or disturb our peace, to interrupt our joy. It's so frustrating. It's so exhausting to constantly be wondering Is this racism? Is this discrimination? Why are they messing with us? Should I confront it? Should I leave it alone? Will I come off as an angry black man? If this escalates, will I go to jail? Will the police believe me over this person who's interrupting us and messing with us? Like, these are the things that we have to deal with on a daily basis. I've traveled all over this world. I've spoken on stages with presidents and their wives, with world leaders. I've been all over the place, and I still have to do the mental math of the black tax of being black in public, minding my own business. So what do you do in situations like this? Number one, stand your ground. Stay wherever you are and enjoy the space you're in. That's a form of protest right there. That's a form of teaching people that they can't just come and disturb your peace and run you off. No, enjoy yourself, stay where you are, keep laughing, keep making those memories, and refuse to move just because other people have messed with you, number one. Number two, decide whether it's something you should confront or something you should just let go. For me, this was a teachable moment, and I think it's important to hold a mirror up to people's face when they're doing things that I think are wrong or disrespectful or racist, and especially if they're doing it to my family. But if I see people around me being mistreated, I address it for them too. And then number three, you got to keep it moving. Don't let other people's ignorance and racism steal your joy, ruin your life, ruin your day. Address it and keep it moving, because you have so many more good things going on in your life. To all my allies out there, man, when you hear stories like this and you want to know, like, what should you do? First, I ask that you don't dismiss these experiences or try to explain them away. That's one of the worst things you can do. You who were not there, to think that you know better than the person who actually went through it, what actually happened to them. That's one of the worst forms of white supremacy. It's like you're saying, you know, me, the all-knowing white person, knows better than you, person of color, what you actually went through. That's so disrespectful and dismissive, and it's exhausting to even have to explain why that approach is so disrespectful. The better approach is to just sympathize and say, man, it must be exhausting for you to have to go through that. What must it feel like for this family, this man and his wife and his kids, to keep going through things like this? That's a better approach. And then I ask that you speak up when you see it happening. Address it when you see it happening. Because addressing racism and white supremacy is not the job of black people. We didn't cause it, so we're not the solution to it. But when it brings itself to our doorstep, we have to address it. But it would really be nice to have other people speaking up and addressing these things too, man, because it's exhausting. So anyway, that's our story. I'm not responding to any of the trolls, any of the bigots, people who created profiles last minute in order to spew your hate on my page. I don't make videos for you. I make videos for people who want to grow, who want to learn, who want to see life through our eyes. All right. I'm your friend, Dr. Manny Scott. I thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, ask any questions, share your experiences of these microaggressions, and I'll check in with you later. All right. God bless.